Kap, kalbo ka ba?
Friendship is like a divergent boundary. If both of you have a small problems and argue, both of you will go away and will never be together again.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
But what does divergent plate boundaries really mean scientifically? Divergent boundaries. This is when two plates move away from each other. The separation allows the asthenosphere to rise towards the surface and partially melt. This melting creates magma, which erupts as lava, and then the lava cools and hardens to create new rocks, an ocean floor, or a new continental crust. As the crust in the upper part of the asthenosphere cool and become right rigid, that forms a new lithosphere, like this, mid-ocean ridges. Most of these divergent boundaries are located on the ocean floor.
How are you?
However, rift valleys may also form where the continents are separated by plate due to the convection current. So what is the relation of convection currents in divergent boundaries? Have you seen the apparatus where the luggage of the travelers are placed? What do you call that device? Well, that is a conveyor belt. It is used to transfer a heavy object from one point to another. One of the forces that drives plate movement works the same way the conveyor belt does, and that is the convection current. Now, what is a convection current's relation to the divergent boundaries?
Convection current, the continuous loop of sinking hot, soft rocks caused by energy transfer in the asthenosphere or Earth's mantle.
Convection creates loops of sinking and rising materials in the mantle. This circular pattern is called convection cell. This carries heat to the surface of the mantle much faster than heating by conduction. That's why a convecting mantle is an essential feature about divergent boundaries. As you can see here, convection in the mantle behaves the same way convection happens in a pot soap on a hot stove. The material near the heat source becomes hot and expands, making it less dense than the materials. Buoyancy also causes it to rise, and cooler material sinks down, creating loops that pushes upward, forming a divergent boundary.
This convection, circling within the mantle, push the magma up, forming new crust and exerting a lateral force on the plate, pushing it apart to create seafloor spreading.
When colder magma sinks during convection, it pulls the surface together, making the denser crust to subduct.
And also, convection currents in the asthenosphere drives plate motion, that concludes divergent plate boundaries. This theory of mantle convection was proposed by Arthur Holmes. Arthur Holmes said, using Wegener's observation, he suggested that as the mantle became heated, its density decreases and eventually rises up. When the material cooled, it would sink, exhibiting a circling behavior that looked like a conveyor belt. The pressure-heated magma broke the continents apart, forcing the pieces to drift in opposite directions. He also speculated that when the materials sink, continents will be brought back together again as one piece.